We launched carbon literacy training to our leadership board and ESG committee in March 2023. The original plan was only to deliver it to these two leadership groups to develop their skills, knowledge and awareness of climate change. The training was so well received that we actually extended this to our senior leaders from April 2023 onwards. Over the last 12 months, we're incredibly proud to say that we've trained over 200 of our senior leaders, with almost 150 of those being certified as carbon literate individuals, with the majority of the others going through the certification process at the moment. Now let's hear from some of the colleagues who've been through the training.
I think I'd like to say that I knew more. Having gone through the training, I think I realised how big and the different scales and all of the different industries, and I think before it was more around what it was doing to wildlife. It felt like it was something far away, and the size and the scale of it was huge. What can you do just as an individual? But I think in the session itself, you learn about the small acts that you can do. If we all do a little bit of something, that actually has a big wave of an impact. So I think I didn't really know enough ahead of the training.
I think everybody in the news is really aware of the impact that human activity over the last 100 or so years is having on the environment. In recent times, that impact has become more and more prevalent in the news, in schools, in education at work. So whilst you would say over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, people in general, including myself, have had a good knowledge of it, I think that's only really increased over the last probably 2 or 3 years, particularly. So the training that we've had recently here at Zenith has been astounding, to be quite frank. If I look at some of the things that you think you know about the way in which your daily activities impact climate change, whether it be what you eat, how you travel, how you interact with the local environment and the impact that you can have on your local communities, there was some really eye-opening moments in there for me, and I think the group that we were with, speaking with colleagues, it was really quite insightful.
Carbon literacy training is a full day training session split into 4 modules. In the morning, in the first module, you look at the science of climate change and the evidence we have that it's caused by human activity. Following on from that into module 2, you look at the impacts of climate change, and that's the impacts on the local, national and international level. That could be the increasing flooding, drought, extreme weather events, for example. When attendees return after lunch, in module 3, we will look at your own personal carbon footprint, and colleagues learn and understand ways that they can reduce their own footprint and their own impact. And then the final module, we look at the transitions that are happening within the automotive industry. So initially the automotive industry's impacts, both within the UK and internationally, but also the transitions and steps that are being taken to reduce emissions and the environmental impact of transport and the automotive industry.
One of the first things that we learnt about during the day was the urgency of the situation. So COP21 summit in Paris, where there was an agreement to try and limit the increase of temperature to an extra 1.5 degrees. To learn that that's already been breached a couple of times last year, and to also learn that we have, I think it's something like 5 or 6 years remaining to actually take significant action that will help us to achieve that particular goal that was set worldwide by a number of different countries back in 2015 is really shocking. I think my main takeaway from the day was that we all need to do something now, and there is a real sense of urgency for me. So I've gone away and looked at what I can do to make small changes in our household that will contribute, and also to talk to people wherever I can about what's going on, and to try and help educate family and friends and let them benefit from the learning that I had on the training.
I'd just like to say a huge thank you to Carbon Literacy for providing the resources that allow us to deliver this great training internally at Zenith, and also for all of the support they've provided us as we've progressed along our journey. Finally, we'd like to say an even bigger thank you to our colleagues who've been through the training, and also colleagues who are booked onto a future training session. This training really is vital in helping us to deliver on our vision of enabling the decarbonisation of road transport through the elimination of tailpipe emissions.
So I'd say do it. Rarely do we kind of go on a training session and take something away from it, where we're actively changing our behaviours. We go on loads of training courses here at Zenith, and we all get into there. It might be a rerun of something that you've previously done and you think, oh yeah, you're right, I should be doing this. But I can honestly say that this session, I've come away and I'm more mindful about the choices that I'm making. I'm actively doing things that are different, and that's testament to the training and the new knowledge that I've got.